Hiring a property manager as a part of owning real estate is just a part of the deal. But one of the questions I get all the time is, should I add my property manager to my insurance policy as an additional insured? And oftentimes, the property manager's contract says you need to. This is a key decision you're going to have to make as you hire, especially your first property manager, but something you should look at as long as you're investing in real estate. The language in the contract between the owner of the property and the property management company is going to try and defer liability to one side or the other. What's happening there is the insurance company of, let's say, the owner is saying, hey, property manager, if something bad happens to our property because of something you did, not only should your insurance defend you, which makes sense, but it should also defend me, the owner. Your insurance policy should defend you, the property manager, and me, the owner. In that scenario, the owner is being asked to be an additional insured on the property manager's policy. In my opinion, that is the way it should be set up. And if you see a contract going the other way, which I'll talk about in a second, that's more problematic. In my opinion, and everyone's going to have a different opinion about that, but the property manager is the one taking care of things, the one taking action. So I have a claim going on right now where a tenant slipped on ice, broke their arm, not that big of a deal, $2,000 in hospital bills, but they hired a personal injury attorney, and now it's, they're suing for $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000. So it becomes a bigger deal because of litigation and liability. The reason there was ice on the sidewalk is that the property management company had not properly salted the sidewalks. And they didn't keep enough information, so they can't even prove when they did salt the sidewalks. So liability, a personal injury attorney is going, yes, because all that space for them to say that the property management company is liable. The problem is the attorney sued the owner of the building and not the property management company, which makes sense, right? The owner of the building. And the owner of the building's insurance is now having to take care of that. And that is because the contract was not set up in a way that properly deferred liability from the owner to the property management company in the case where the property management company did the thing bad. The problem here is the contract. It's not the insurance policies, really. The insurance policies respond to the contracts that are put in place. So here's what I'd suggest you do. Look at your contract with your property management company. Maybe you're trying to do this for the first time right now and you're watching this video because you're trying to figure it out. Or maybe you already have relationships with property management companies. Look at that contract and find the insurance language or the liability language and see how that language directs responsibility. Does it direct responsibility to the owner, which would mean the owner's insurance policy would have to have the property manager as the additional insured? Or does it direct liability to the property management company, which means the property management company's insurance policy would have to have the owner as an additional insured? In my opinion, it makes more sense to do the latter because the property management company is the one navigating the property, and you want to make sure they are motivated in every single way they can be. Maybe insurance is just a small way, but you want to make sure they're motivated to make sure that your property is in good shape, is safe, the risks are limited. So if they see a wobbly handrail on a staircase, they are much more likely to see that than you are because they're in there every day. You want them to see that, to be trained to address it, to go into your, whether they have to check in with you or whatever, and fix that problem so that that risk is deferred. It's much more likely for the property manager to be able to defer risk in a given property than it is for the owner. So to have them have that liability To know they are on the hook if something bad happens is super important. Hope this was helpful. Please comment below telling me how your property management contracts look. If you'd like us to look at your insurance, and if you do the Shine Shield program at shineinsurance.com, we ask to see all of your contracts and we review those contracts and give you our insights about that. So we're happy to do that for you. All right, until the next time, don't forget to shine.